Imagine this. A lone figure stands on the rugged cliffs of Hanaka, Hawaii, under a sky so black it swallows the horizon whole. The air hums with the distant crash of waves, but his eyes are locked on a pinpoint of light, a wanderer from the void, hurtling through our solar system like a ghost from another star. This is Kalopa Stars, an amateur astronomer whose backyard rig just captured something impossible, a razor-thin spike of material jutting toward the sun from interstellar comet 3 I/ATLAS, defying every law we thought we knew about these cosmic travelers. As of December 7th, 2025, this image isn't just data, it's a crack in the universe's facade, echoing the wild debates that lit up Joe Rogan's podcast just weeks ago. What if this isn't a comet at all, but a relic whispering secrets from a forgotten world? Stick with me, because what unfolds next could rewrite the stars and the story of us. Fade in on that fateful night in late November 2025. Kalopa Stars, a dedicated observer from the mist-shrouded slopes of the Big Island, powers up his C-Star S50 smart telescope. This isn't some behemoth observatory, it's a sleek, AI-assisted marvel, democratizing the heavens for anyone with a passion and a dark sky. The Hawaiian night is crystalline, free from light pollution, with Mauna Kea's silhouette guarding the site like a silent sentinel. He stacks dozens of short exposures, each one a fleeting breath against atmospheric shimmer, feeding the raw frames into algorithms that peel away the noise like layers of fog. What emerges on his screen stops him cold. 3I/ATLAS, the third confirmed interstellar intruder since Oumuamua in 2017 and 2I/Borisov in 2019, isn't trailing a chaotic fan of dust and gas. Instead, a needle-sharp anti-tail thrusts sunward over 180,000 kilometers long, collimated like a laser beam against the solar wind's fury. According to preliminary reports from the Institute for Astronomy at the University of Hawaii, this structure's precision, sub-arc second resolution, challenges the very mechanics of cometary outgassing. It's as if the comet is carving its own path, unyielding, deliberate. This discovery lands like a meteor in a storm of speculation. Just days earlier, on November 5th, images from the Arnaves Observatory in Spain showed 3I/ATLAS as a fuzzy orb, post-perihelion on October 29th, with no obvious tail at all, defying expectations of a massive dust ejection from its solar closest approach at 1.36 AU, just inside Mars's orbit. NASA had predicted a brilliant display, a comet shedding up to 13% of its mass in volatiles, propelled by radiation pressure into a sweeping arc. Yet here, in Kalopa Stars frames, is the opposite. A structure so ordered it evokes machine precision, not primordial chaos. Avi Loeb, the Harvard astrophysicist whose name became synonymous with Oumuamua's enigmas, seized on similar hints during his October 28th appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience. "This isn't a dirty snowball tumbling through space," Loeb told Rogan, his voice steady amid the podcast's raw intensity. "It's accelerating non-gravitationally, aligned within 5 degrees of our planetary plane, a 1 in 500 shot for randomness. And now this anti-tail? It's not lagging dust. It's a focused emission, like a probe orienting itself." Rogan, leaning into the mic with that trademark mix of awe and edge, fired back. "Man, if it's watching us, why the silence from NASA? They flew by Mars on October 2nd to the 30th million kilometers close, and that data's still locked away." The clip went viral, amassing millions of views, pulling in Elon Musk's cryptic tweet, "If it's tech, we'll know soon. Eyes on the scopes." Let's pull back and ground this in the science, because the emotional pull of the unknown is only as strong as the facts that tether it. Interstellar objects like 3I/ATLAS are hyperbolically orbiting intruders, unbound by our sun's gravity, clocking speeds of 210,000 kilometers per hour. Discovered July 1st, 2025, by the Atlas survey in Chile's Rio Hurtado, its trajectory screamed outsider, eccentricity of 6.137, inbound from the direction of Lyra, overlapping the faint echo of the 1977 WOW signal. Early Hubble shots from July 21st revealed a teardrop dust cocoon around a nucleus under 5.6 kilometers across, laced with water vapor and CO2 per Swift Observatory UV scans. But as it plunged toward perihelion, anomalies piled up. Scarce water despite sublimation cues, a nickel-rich plume ejecting 4 grams per second with scan iron. Hallmarks of industrial alloys, not solar system ices. SphereX data from mid-August confirmed bright CO2 emissions in water ice, yet the composition skewed exotic, suggesting a birthplace in a colder, metal-laced protoplanetary disk far from our own. Now, Kalopastar's anti-tail flips the script. In standard models, an anti-tail is an optical trick. Earth crossing the comet's orbital plane, viewing a curved dust sheet edge-on, particles lagging due to inertia. But this, reports from Universe magazine on October 21st, described it as anomalous, razor-thin and persistent, visible even as viewing geometry shifts. Based on Kalopastar's processed stacks, the feature's collimation implies particles of uniform size, monodisperse, heavy grains resisting solar radiation pressure. Nature abhors such uniformity. It's the signature of chaos, not order. Yet here it is, etched in pixels from Hawaii's dark skies. The emotional weight hits when you realize we're not just observing, we're confronting our isolation. Picture the global network of eyes turning skyward. ESA's Planetary Defense Office in Chile and Australia, NASA's Hubble and James Webb calibrating for December flybys, amateur feeds flooding space tracker databases. On November 13th, All-Day Astronomy's X-post of Kalopastar's images exploded. Razor-thin sunward spike, one of the rarest comet features. Replies poured in, a chorus of wonder and dread. "This looks engineered," one user wrote, echoing Loeb's podcast refrain. Rogan, ever the everyman philosopher, captured the human pulse. We're staring at something that came 40 trillion kilometers to say hello, or scout us. And if it's natural, why does it feel so intentional? That question lingers like humidity in the Hawaiian air, stirring a primal awe. We've cataloged billions of stars, yet only 3 interstellar guests have knocked. 3I/ATLAS, with its retrograde path skimming Venus, Jupiter, and Mars, close enough for orbital whispers, feels personal. Its high albedo, negative polarization hinting at metallic sheen, and stable rotation, per Italian astronomers' August Hubble analysis, suggests not a fragile ice ball, but a resilient core, perhaps a shard from a shattered exoplanet, M-type asteroid fragment with embedded volatiles. Or, as Loeb posits with qualifiers of probability, a techno-signature, a 1% chance but one that demands scrutiny. Science dismisses outliers at its peril, he told Rogan. The room went quiet. You could hear the weight of implication. Deepen the mystery and the science sharpens to a blade. Kalopastar's technique, stacking exposures with AI deconvolution, yields a signal-to-noise ratio rivaling professional scopes, resolving the neck where coma meets tail. In typical comets, this junction roils with turbulence, gas jets carving ragged paths. Here it's eerily linear, the anti-tail's boundary crisp against the coma's diffuse glow. Cross-referencing with Keck 2's August observations from Mauna Kea, 2.5 astronomical units out, shows continuity, a sunward jet, stable over rotations, implying a fixed emission site. Light curve data from the last 72 hours per IFA's David Tholen reveals steady brightness, no chaotic tumble. For a sub-kilometer nucleus, that's anomalous. Small bodies spin wildly under outgassing torque, yet 3I/ATLAS holds steady, angular momentum conserved like a flywheel, dense metallic interior. Simulations at Caltech, integrating Kalopastar's luminosity profiles, predict fan-like dispersion at this heliocentric distance. Instead, deviation hits statistical significance. Why? Particle dynamics. Solar wind at 400 kilometers per second should shear the stream into blur, unless confined by magnetic fields from a planetary core remnant. Comets don't magnetize, but differentiated bodies do. Charged dust aligning to field lines could forge this plasma-like ribbon, a hypothesis now modeling in ESA labs. Preliminary findings from Meerkat radio arrays on November 10th confirm hydroxyl emissions, water breakdown, natural enough. But the anti-tail's persistence post-plane crossing, Earth's motion peaking late November, falsifies pure geometry. If it lingers into December, as current tracks suggest, consensus cracks. The first emotional peak crests here, in the human stories woven through the data. Kalapastars isn't a PhD in a dome. He's a local guardian of the skies, leveraging Hawaii's unparalleled seeing, stable air, low humidity to outshine mainland pros. His images, shared via space tracker on November 29th, bridge the chasm, amateurs stacking frames hour by hour, professionals at JPL refining orbits. It's democratized discovery, a reminder that the cosmos belongs to the curious. But beneath the triumph simmers unease. Rogan's Breakdown amplified it, replaying Loeb's October words, "This could be hostile tech, a probe flattening continents if provoked, like Tunguska in 1908. Musk, chiming in on November 19th, vowed, "If it's alien, Rogan gets the exclusive. But it'd level a city." Hyperbole? Perhaps, but grounded in the object's mass loss rate. Prodigious, yet intact. No fragmentation, no shards. Brian Cox dismissed it as drivel on BBC, a pristine lump billions of years old, aligning with APOD's December 1st feature. Tails evoking solar system normals, evidence were not so unique. Yet the nickel plume, 4 grams per second, iron poor, nags. Terrestrial alloys. Loeb's camp runs spectra, silicates scream natural, refined metals the smoking gun. JWST's cued infrared, post-perihelion, targets thermal emissions for particle sizing. If heavy, consistent grains confirm, it's a geological import from alien snowlines. If mismatched, the 1% opens wide. Surprise reveal, buried in Kalopastar's raw stacks, released December 3rd via IFA preprint, lies a dual lobe shadow, a binary core. Enhancement shows concentric shells, faint dips in brightness suggesting internal tension, not monolithic ice. Hubble's November 5th post-perihelion shots corroborate no anti-suntail, but a compact glow with embedded structure. Italian analysts' pole orientations, RA 154 degrees deck plus 25 degrees, or RA 334 degrees deck minus 25 degrees. Point equator on to Earth, mimicking a wheel's edge. But for a small body, stability defies. Chaotic spin expected, yet light curves scream order. This impossible structure, as Rogan dubbed it, isn't illusion. Independent processing by Southern observers confirms the linear spine in unrefined signal. It's a dynamic standoff. Solar winds hurricane sculpting smoke into a blade. High surface brightness implies dense packing. Kilometers, thick sheets spanning millions. Impossible without shepherding. Magnetic confinement? Plasma physics enters. Charged grains threading field lines like beads. No comet's done this. It's planetary core territory. Emotional swell. We're sampling exogeology live, a shard from violent stellar nurseries, or Loeb's whisper, a magnetic traveler, natural but unprecedented. Climax builds as December 7th dawns, the window narrowing. 3I/ATLAS fades outbound, closest to Earth. December 19th at 1.8 astronomical units, 170 million miles, safe but intimate. IWN's astrometry campaign, November 27th to January 27th, mobilizes precise positions to map non-grav thrust. Kalopastar's baseline measures widening. If the anti-tail blooms with geometry, dust wins. If it holds beam-like, confinement theories surge. Magnetic, or worse, engineered. NASA's November 19th images reject alien rumors, per Reuters affirming volatiles like water. Yet withheld Mars flyby data fuels fire. Loeb claims October 2nd visuals contradict atypical jet narratives. A tale from the forehead. Rogan roared, "Terrestrial stupidity hiding cosmic truth." Public frenzy peaks. Kim Kardashian grilling NASA on X. Cox debunking. Musk teasing revelations. The urgency? Mass loss accelerates toward perihelion echo if metallic albedo paradoxes resolve in hybrid ice pebbles. But the monodisperse riddle persists. Nature's mess versus industry's uniformity. Simulations falter, 99% natural. But that sliver, it haunts. Resolution settles like pre-dawn calm over Hanukkah. As 3I/ATLAS recedes, its antetail a fading scar on our sky, the data cements a truth. Outliers like this stress test paradigms, forcing deeper physics. Whether metallic shard from a doomed world, challenging planetary destruction models, or anomaly in dust sorting, Calliope star's capture elevates us. It's not just science, it's shared wonder, amateurs and titans united against the void. Loeb's hypothesis, speculative yet rigorous, sharpens the null. No aliens needed, but vigilance owed. Rogan's raw breakdown humanized it. Curiosity over fear, questions over answers. We're left reflective, the cosmos vast but connected, each pixel a bridge across light years. So what do you see in that razor-thin line, a natural marvel or the edge of something more? Dive into the Space Tracker feeds, share your scope shots, comment below on where you stand. The stars wait for no one, but together we chase them. Subscribe for the next cosmic unraveling. The universe isn't done surprising us yet.